Thank you, Bella, for submitting that video. That was quite the acrobatic display. Tomorrow we're going to have a video of Eva doing some science. So I look forward to watching that with you guys. Now, this week, we're going to focus mostly on vocabulary. We're going to learn a new skill, but then at the end of the week, we're going to be testing on all of our vocabulary skills for this unit. So that's 2 sets of vocabulary words talking about, I think it was shades of meaning, and as well as what we're going to be learning today. So let's look at what we're going to be learning today. Today we're going to be talking about homographs. One of the things, first off, what is a homograph? As you know, I love looking at words and what they mean. And if we break apart homograph, it's telling us that first part, homo, means the same. And so we're looking at words that are the same in some way. Now, these are words that are spelt the same. They mean something different. That graphs, that's talking about something written, so it's the same writing as literally what homograph means. And sometimes they're pronounced differently, but they're spelled the same. So I have an example here of train, and I like this example because it reminds me that I need to go outside and I need to train for some of my races that I have coming up. But we're going to compare these 2 examples, and as you can see, just looking at it at a glance, they're both spelled the same way. They train for a race, meaning to practice for something. The train travels fast, meaning a line of railway cars on a track. Now, one of the big things with homographs is that there's a lot of context. And what context means is you're looking at words around. So when you come across a homograph as you're reading, you're going to use the context or the words around the homophone to figure out which meaning it's talking about. So if I say that I began to train for a race, you would know that I'm talking about practicing for something. And if I said I was 5 minutes late catching the train, and so I was going to have to wait for the next one to arrive, you would know that I'm talking about a line of railway cars on a track. Or a choo-choo train. Okay, maybe not a choo-choo train, but. So we're going to be seeing examples of homographs as we're reading this week through our story, as we're practicing cause and effect. Let's go ahead and look at this example right here, and I want you to try this. It says, a cold wind blows in my face as I sail my boat. I wind a scarf around my neck to keep me warm. Now, the pronunciation was a little bit different on that one. You can kind of see it when you look closely, and I can't zoom in very effectively. I don't love this zooming feature that they have on this particular program. It says a cold wind, and you see how the letters all look normal afterwards? So that's telling us that it's that I sound. And then right here, there's a little line over the I, telling us it's the long I. It's telling us this one is pronounced wind. So a cold wind blows in my face as I sail my boat. I wind a scarf. Oh man, we lost it. Hold on. What is going on? I wind a scarf around my neck to keep me warm. And so I know that they're not talking about the same thing, even though it's spelled the same way, because of the context. And so it asks us, what does wind mean in the first sentence? Is it a machine, a kind of fish, an air that moves, or water that rises? And one of the things that you can do when you're just trying to match the definitions, this is kind of more of a test-taking strategy, is you can replace that definition with the word itself. And so if we go back to the sentence and say, a cold machine blows in my face as I sail my boat, that seems weird. A kind of fish blows in my face as I sail my boat. That doesn't seem right. A cold air that moves blows in my face as I sail my boat. That makes sense, especially if it's a sailboat that uses the wind to travel. And then a cold water that rises blows in my face. Yeah, that doesn't quite work. So we're going to go with C on this one. So what do you think for number 2? What does wind mean in the second sentence? I wind a scarf around my neck to keep me warm. Is it to sail a boat, to stay warm, to put on a hat, or to wrap around? Yeah, I know. It's D, to wrap around. Wrapping a scarf around our neck, because that's what you usually do when you need your scarf to help keep you warm. Now, this whole situation has been very challenging, and I know for me, I've had some ups, I've had some downs, and today on our daily check-in, I'm going to include an extra question. It's just asking how you feel. And you can choose how you want to answer this. You can choose to answer how you feel today. You can choose how you feel about just in general for the last week, or maybe how you feel just coming off of the weekend. Because sometimes we have our ups, we have our downs, and I want to hear about it. I want to hear what's going on with you guys. I am having a little bit of a hard time not being there with you guys and talking to you guys face to face. And so this is just one way for me to kind of reach out and see how you guys are doing, see how you're feeling. And I hope that it's well. I hope that you're doing great and that you're enjoying what we have, and it's just an interesting time in our lives, and you're just having the best time you can with it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Until then, stay safe and have fun, and good luck with your lessons.